Today was apocalyptic looking as I was coming here. Here's some of the sights I saw. You have two very different colors of fog coming into the bay. You've got a huge smoke cloud, gigantic smoke cloud, biggest I've ever seen, coming in from the north, way up north, and coming all the way down as far as I can see south. But it looks as if it's coming this way. It's supposed to heat up tomorrow and the next day and the next. I hope it's not smoky days, but you know, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Alright, today's subject is going to be just about converting from meat to vegetarian vegan. We do this so that each one of us can do something about global climate change by not supporting the meat industry, or at least curbing your meat consumption. What does that mean, curbing our meat consumption? That means instead of a half pound or whatever you usually eat, cut that in a third and save the other third for the next day and use that meat as something to spice up the food with. It's not a meal in itself. It's actually just the spice that you add to the rest of the meal. So there's some thoughts on weight gain. One of them is that in our past, there was a group of humans that had no food at all for many hundreds or even thousands of years and developed a very efficient body. Those people these days gain weight so easily, very easily. And there's people like myself that are very skinny all their lives, been teased about it. And apparently in our past history, we had plenty of food to eat. So we can't tend to burn food very rapidly and inefficiently, I guess. So that's why it's really hard to talk about weight gain or weight loss, as you want to, whichever way you want to go. But if you eat a good quality vegetarian meal, get some exercise. Doesn't matter whether it's your legs, your stomach, your arms, your back, whatever you can exercise, try it. Try and get at least a half an hour every 3 or 4 days to start with. And then you gradually work out. It's best to see a trainer to find out what's best for you. So of course, what you eat really has a lot to do with your body size and the calorie intake. So think of your body as a tank. You're pouring water into it, and the water comes out the other end. If you pour more water into it than comes out, the water level will rise. If you pour too little water, the water level in your body will decrease. Well, that's the way calories are. Just think of that way. So when you look at something and it's processed and it has a calorie count, that's what that means. You compare the lower the number, the better it is. You also have to look at the sodium level. You want that very, very low if you can get it low. Processed food's pretty salty, pretty bad for you too. But another thing is protein. People are just crazy about what they think they need in the way of protein. People do not have to worry about their protein intake. What you need is about 40 grams for a couch potato and 65 grams if you're an all-out athlete. So as you can see, you don't need a whole lot. If you do not get enough protein, your body will get the protein out of your muscles. In other words, it'll attack your muscle mass and you'll lose muscle mass. After it hits muscle, then it goes for tissue. So you don't want to have too little protein. That's where beans, nuts, and seeds come in so importantly. Also an egg now and then, can't hurt. Hopefully humanely raised, organic, free range. Another way to keep yourself from ballooning or getting too small is by what the heat setting is when you're cooking food. You should never go past half. You can get to anywhere you want to go with half the heat. You don't need the super high heat unless you're trying to boil some water. So try and keep your temperature at cooking as the lowest temperature you can get away with, safety-wise. Meat, I don't know how to cook meat. Don't do it. Don't take my word for meat for anything. Meat has a whole different way of cooking. That brings us to cinnamon. You say cinnamon? Yeah, cinnamon. Cinnamon is such an important spice. So there are two types of cinnamon. I'm going to put a link into the description area here on this video that you can click on and go to the cinnamon page, and you can read the entire page from top to bottom. You'll be able to answer any question about cinnamon. But the main important things to know is it's 5% calcium. It's really good calcium. Vegans, you really need this. Vegetarians, you do too. It's really good for your bones. Anti-microbial. You talk to doctors, they say there's nothing to that. Holistic community says there's a whole lot to it. Blood sugar control. So here's where cinnamon really does its thing. It controls blood sugar, body fat, indigestion. That's why you should eat a little bit of cinnamon, about this much. Just a little bit. Let me show you here. Try and eat some every day in the morning in your cereal, and you'll be amazed at how easy weight control can begin. Another way of weight control is with a stock, a broth, not made with any meat product at all. You cut up carrots, onions, garlic, maybe some potatoes, just one. This is a very thin stock, soup, I guess you could call it. Let that come to a boil, a simmer, for about 30 minutes or until the potatoes are done. Then you eat on that all day. You sip it like a tea, and you'll lose so much weight so quickly. Don't lose too much weight too quickly, because then you'll end up with these big fat rolls hanging, and you don't want that. You want to give your body enough time to absorb all. So that's where we are. Cinnamon is the special food for today. Every single human should be eating at least a tiny bit of cinnamon every day. You don't want too much. There is some safety down at the bottom where it says concerns. You should always read the concerns on all these foods. But my recommendation is the morning cereal. Put some cinnamon in it, and that'll help you regulate your body fat all day. Some pretty amazing stuff. Go have a look at the link and read about it. You'll love it. You'll just love it. So far, I can see the smoke just off that way. It's headed this way slowly. I don't look forward to it. I have to go that way tomorrow, and that's where all the smoke is. So I definitely appreciate all the ups, the downs, the new comments, the old comments, the new subscribers, and until next time.